Hurry up and get on these Disney World tips before we ruin them forever. Section 1, table hoarders. This is actually a tip we've never recommended because it blurs the line so much. And a disclaimer, this is not a tip we actually endorse. A couple of weeks ago, I was on the monorail when I overheard a woman talking loudly to her travel party, and honestly to the rest of us trapped in the same car, about how she hacks Disney dining reservations. She said she makes 3 different table service reservations for the same meal period, so her family can decide later where they feel like eating. And as long as she cancels the extras at least 2 hours before each reservation time, she doesn't get charged a dime. Here's how that actually works and how I tested it myself. Disney's current policy says you have to cancel most table service reservations at least 2 hours before your scheduled time to avoid a $10 per person per reservation no-show fee. The system won't let you double book the exact same time slot, but it will let you hold multiple reservations spaced far enough apart. To see exactly how far that buffer goes, I ran my own test. First, I booked Akershus Royal Banquet Hall for 7:40 p.m. Then I tried to book 50's Primetime Cafe for the same time, or roughly the same time, and the app instantly flagged it as a conflicting reservation and made me choose which to keep. But when I adjusted the times, booking Akershus for 6:05 p.m. and 50's Primetime for 7:40 p.m., both went through without issue. No warnings and no blocks. That means the system currently allows roughly a 90-minute gap between table service reservations before it flags a conflict. So someone like the woman I overheard can easily book 2 or 3 dinner reservations for the same night, say one in Epcot, one in Hollywood Studios, and one near the resorts, and then cancel whichever ones she doesn't want before the 2-hour cutoff. Technically, she's not breaking the rules, but ethically, it's messy. Because every extra reservation she's sitting on is one that someone else, probably a planner who booked months out, wanted and couldn't get. She's not releasing those until the last possible moment, which means they only become available for whoever happens to refresh the app at the perfect time. That's great for lucky procrastinators like me, but brutal for everyone else. So yes, the stacking trick still works for now, but it's a fragile one. If enough people keep doing it, Disney could tighten that buffer, limit how many open reservations an account can hold, or start flagging multiple bookings within the entire meal period. And when that day comes, we'll know exactly who to thank for ruining it. Section 2, the staircase they tried to hide. We did such a good job making this tip famous that it's already kind of ruined. There was a time when I was the only one quietly hanging back at the Transportation and Ticket Center, slipping into one of the last 2 cars of the monorail so I could be first off at Magic Kingdom, make a sharp left and head straight down the stairs while everyone else crowded onto that long ramp. Now, half the monorail knows the move. Well, not quite half, but a much larger amount of people, and half of them probably found out from us. It's still a great tip, even if you're stuck behind a few people now, but like every trick on this list, it's fragile. The more awareness it gets, the faster Disney can notice, regulate, or outright remove it. So here's the truth. This is the only monorail station where a staircase is part of the normal guest exit. The TTC does have stairs, but those are for emergencies only. And yes, we had plenty of comments claiming we were wrong about that. People insisting the Magic Kingdom stairs were emergency exits also. They're not. There's even a little update. I used to say this shortcut only worked for the express monorail, but there's a matching staircase on the other side of the platform too, meaning it's fair game for resort monorail guests as well. Both lead you straight down, skipping the slow shuffle along that ramp. And here's where it almost died, or I thought it did anyway. One morning I showed up and the stairs were blocked. No warning, no signs, just rope. I thought, that's it, we killed it. But after looping around the ramp, I saw the truth. The stairs were just under refurbishment. By the next day, they were open again. And that's the theme of this whole video. We find these quiet, clever Disney advantages, we spread them, and sometimes we love them so loudly that we make them disappear. Section 3, it's not easy being free. I am famously the guy who reviews free ice water around Disney World. but lately things have gotten a little out of hand. If you're coming up to a quick service counter and asking for a cup of water for yourself or for each member of your family, that's completely reasonable. You're staying hydrated, the system's working, and nobody is stressed. Where I start to see cast members lose the smile a little bit is when one person walks up and asks for many of those cups because they're about to fill 2 full-sized water bottles right there at the counter while everyone else waits behind them. To be clear, Disney has installed water bottle refill stations all over property now. They're made specifically for this purpose. The problem? The water that comes out of them tastes like it was scooped straight out of the Florida swamp. But listen, I didn't tell you to bring a heavy metal water bottle to the park, lug it around all day just so you could drop it 3 times, terrifying everyone in a 10-foot radius, and then ultimately lose it somewhere in Fantasyland. And yes, I might be calling you out right now, Quincy, although I will say Quincy uses the refill stations. And I know what you're thinking, but breed love, it's better for the environment. These water bottles are important, and you're right, it is. But the issue is, cast members aren't allowed to take your personal bottle and fill it behind the counter. They can only hand you as many paper cups of ice water as you request so that you can pour them in yourself. Let's talk about what that actually looks like. The free water cups at Disney aren't normal regular drink cups. They're the child-sized ones. Each holds about 6 ounces, maybe 7. Most refillable bottles people bring into the parks are around 24 to 32 ounces. That means you're looking at 4 to 5 cups to fill just 1 bottle. If you're filling 2 bottles at once, which is, I've seen this happen, and that's why I'm bringing it up specifically, that's 8 to 10 paper cups. Every one of them scooped, filled, and handed over by a cast member while someone's standing beside them waiting for their cup of water or even their food so they can move on with their day. Back in 2024, we started seeing more self-serve drink stations pop up around property, and honestly, that felt like the best solution. But we haven't seen them since, really. Sure, even in that scenario, it was still mildly infuriating to be stuck behind someone filling their bottle to the brim, but at least they're not burning through half a forest's worth of paper cups. Although, let's be honest, people were using those same taps to fill their bottles directly, which means your refreshing next cup of ice water is being filled from the same nozzle that's been making out with every reusable bottle in line. So, yeah. Free water at Disney World is amazing, essential, and totally worth celebrating. But, like every trick on this list, it can be ruined fast. Drink responsibly. Section 4, that 3-hour power. This is one of the most famous loopholes we've ever covered, and honestly, one of the reasons this entire video exists. Every time we mention it, the comments flood in with the same kind of line. Great. Now Disney's gonna take it away. But more than a year later, it's still here and it's working. Still giving you 3 glorious hours of flexibility Disney never talked about. When you book a lightning lane, the app shows you a 1-hour return window, say 1 to 2 p.m. That's the official rule. What it doesn't tell you is that the system keeps that reservation alive for 2 more hours after your window ends. You heard me right, that's 3 hours total. We tested this over and over, and we are still testing it. 2 hours and 55 minutes after booking, green light. 3 hours and 1 minute, blue. You're done. That reservation is gone. It's exact, it's clean, it's real. And here's the part that feels like a cheat code. The second your official 1-hour window expires, the app treats that lightning lane as used. You can go ahead and book another one immediately, even though your original one is still valid for 2 more hours. That means you're now walking around with 2 active lightning lanes at once, just on that reservation, and you can do that over and over again. I was able to stack up to 9 at one time in Magic Kingdom. It's not a glitch, it's just how Disney's system refreshes. Most guests will never notice it, but for those who do, it's a total game changer. You can stack rides, delay returns, or spend extra time eating or shopping without losing your spot. And as long as you scan in within that hidden 2-hour grace period, the Mickey turns green every time. Now, will this last forever? Almost definitely not. The system will change someday. Disney could close the loophole tomorrow with a single line of code, but they haven't yet, and we've tested it weekly for over a year. So if you're bold enough to push the limit, this one still works. 3 hours instead of 1, 2 lightning lanes at once, and one more loophole we probably shouldn't have told you about, but we did, so use it before we ruin it. Section 5, the 14-day drink heist. This is another one the comment section got mad at us for spotlighting. Every time we've shown this hack, people accuse us of ruining it for everyone else, which, to be fair, might actually be true someday. Because this one is almost too good to be true. Disney sells resort refillable mugs for about $23 plus tax. That gets you unlimited refills on soda, coffee, and tea at Disney Resort beverage stations for up to 14 consecutive days. Here's where the loophole comes in. If you book the quick service dining plan for just one night, a mug is automatically included. That plan includes 2 quick service meals and 1 snack per night, plus the mug itself. The plan currently runs just under $60 per adult per night, and when you break down the value of the meals, snacks, and the mug, you're already ahead before your second refill. But here's where it gets really interesting. The mug doesn't expire when your dining plan ends. It keeps working for up to 14 days after activation. So if you start your trip with a one-night stay at, say, Pop Century, use the dining plan for your arrival day lunch and dinner, and then switch to another resort for the rest of your vacation, your mug still refills for free everywhere you go as long as it's a resort drink station. Now, this is what makes it feel sneaky. You can't add a dining plan to only one part of a single continuous reservation. Disney makes you buy it for the entire stay. But if you split the stay, doing one night with the quick service dining plan and then moving to a second reservation, the dining plan ends and the mug keeps going for its full window. That means you can check in, grab lunch, grab dinner, pick up your mug, and then carry that mug through the next week without ever paying resort drink prices again. Even if you only refill once or twice a day across a week-long trip, the value stacks fast, because you effectively paid for the mug once on a short burner night and kept the benefit for the rest of your vacation. It's completely above board, it's not breaking rules, but it feels like you found the back door into Disney's drink system. Section 6, eat like a child. This is something we hype constantly, and if you're not learning it from us, you're hearing it from our friends at Disney Food Blog. Ordering a kid's meal as an adult in Disney World isn't just allowed, it's smart. At most quick service spots, there's no rule that says you have to be under 12 to order one. You just walk up and say what you want, and they hand it to you with zero judgment. Or you can mobile order and never have to face anyone. And here's where it gets really wild. Even though it's called a kid's meal, it can actually be more food than a standard adult entree because it automatically comes with sides and a drink. That $7 or $8 meal can stretch further than the $13 entree sitting right next to it on the menu. But the reason this one is on our list isn't just the savings, it's the potential for Disney to change its tune if enough people abuse it. Because I've talked to cast members who work the quick service kitchens, and they say it puts more stress on the kitchen than preparing an adult entree. The smaller portion isn't faster or simpler, it's actually more time consuming than the adult meal because of having to plate the sides. So while it's totally fair game to order one, and it's one of the best ways to eat light, eat cheap, or just avoid wasting food, this is also one of the tips that could backfire if too many people turn it into the norm. Disney could easily limit the option to kids only if they see the trend spike too hard. For now though, it's still the best value meal on property, so get it while you can. Section 7, credit where credits are due. This one came straight from a cast member. It's like a lot of loopholes on this list. It's not official policy, it's something that exists in a gray area of Disney kindness that could disappear the moment it gets noticed. I was talking to a guest relations cast member while doing research for another video, and I asked, is there any way to make better use of leftover dining plan credits at the end of a trip? And she told me that in some cases, if you have leftover snack credits, You can ask at your resort's quick service restaurant or at the front desk if you could be allowed to use them for small side items or drinks. Now, this is not guaranteed. It's completely at the discretion of the cast member helping you. Some will say yes, some won't. But if they do say yes, it's a nice little bonus that turns what could have been wasted credits into a couple extra meals worth of value. For anyone who's never used the dining plan, here's the quick version. When you buy the Disney dining plan or the quick service dining plan, you get a set number of credits. Quick service meals, table service meals, and snacks. They're loaded into your My Disney Experience account, and you can use them however you like during your stay. But if you hit the last day of your trip and you still have snack credits, your options get pretty limited. Most people grab packaged snacks from the resort gift shop to take home. I've done this plenty of times myself. It's actually a great way to bring back edible souvenirs to your friends and family. But this little workaround takes it a step further. Instead of being stuck buying another Mickey cereal treat, you can ask to apply your credits to actual food from the menu. Maybe an extra side of fries or a bottled drink. It's small, but it's useful because really, truly, you're facing a lot of sweet items in the gift shop, and this is something savory and something fresh. But here's the flip side. If people start expecting this as a right, not a courtesy, Disney could easily lock the system down and make it impossible. So for now, consider this one of those ask nicely and be grateful if it works hacks. It's not a rule, it's not guaranteed, and it's definitely not owed to any of us. It's just a small moment of Disney humanity that exists because cast members are trusted to make your day a little better. And if we abuse it, then we'll lose it. Section 8, hop till it drops. This one feels wrong in all the right ways. When Disney replaced Genie Plus with Lightning Lane Multipass and Lightning Lane Single Pass, it was supposed to make everything simpler and more fair. What it actually did was create a strange little gap that no one's closed yet. You can't do this with Disney's Premier Pass, the more expensive premium option, but you can do it with the cheaper Multipass. Here's how it works. Multipass is sold per park per day. You pick your date, your park, and 3 advanced Lightning Lane selections. The thing is, Animal Kingdom almost always has the lowest multi-pass price, so some guests buy their pass for Animal Kingdom, ride one attraction there, and then park hop. Once you've scanned into your first ride, your multi-pass becomes fully active for the day, and that means the rest of your selections can be used in any park you hop to. You've played entirely by the rules, you bought a valid multi-pass and tapped into your first attraction, and you've got the app telling you every remaining time slot is ready to go. The system doesn't check where you started, it just checks that you started. That's the loophole. You've paid Animal Kingdom prices, but you're spending your Lightning Lane entitlements in Magic Kingdom or Hollywood Studios, parks that cost more to buy the same multi-pass. Meanwhile, the Premier Pass, which Disney advertises as the top-tier experience, doesn't let you park hop. The cheaper system is more flexible. The expensive one ties your hands. It's not breaking any rules, it's just bending the logic of the system. Disney could close this tomorrow by locking each multi-pass to the park it was purchased for, just like Premier Pass, but they haven't. And until they do, it's one of those rare moments when the cheaper option wins. If you know how to play it, you can buy low, hop high, and feel like you just discovered a bug Disney forgot to patch. Section 9, hey, where's your tray? We told you to use mobile order. We told you it was the smartest, fastest, most efficient way to eat in Disney World, and we were right. You skip the line, find a seat, and place your order from your phone instead of standing shoulder to shoulder in a cafeteria queue. It was a perfect system, until everyone started using it. Now, the thing we helped make famous is starting to break down. When Disney introduced mobile order, the idea was simple. You could grab a table, take a break, and order when you were ready. But now, people are grabbing a table before they've even passed the phone around to look at the menu. Nobody's decided what they want for lunch yet, and they've already taken up a table. Meanwhile, someone's walking into the dining room with a full tray of food, scanning the room, trying to figure out where they're going to sit before their ice melts. It's not a new problem, just a louder one. Before mobile order, one person would grab seats while everyone else stood in line. That was the old dance. But now, the line's gone for a lot of people. Everyone's sitting, the timer starts earlier, and tables turn over slower. And when you've got hundreds of people sitting longer, you've got fewer spots for the ones who actually have the food in hand. And that's where Disney started to fight back. At Connections Eatery in Epcot, we've seen cast members stationed at entrances to certain dining areas, quietly checking trays before guests are allowed to sit down. No big signs, no public announcement, just quiet crowd control. If it keeps up, we could see the same system spreading to the other quick service spots. Columbia Harbor House, Cosmic Rays, even resort food courts, with tray-only zones reserved for people who've already picked up their food. And here's the irony. That completely contradicts the entire mission of Mobile Order. The system that was supposed to save you from standing in a line could end up making you stand and wait for a table. So yeah, keep using Mobile Order. It's still the best way to eat without losing an hour of your park day. But the truth is, we might have been a little enthusiastic about this one. 'Cause if this keeps up, Disney's going to fix it, and the fix won't be in our favor. Section 10, last ride standing. We've said this one 1,000 times too. If you're in a line when the park closes, you get to ride, and it's true. Cast members won't turn you away, won't rush you out, won't close the rope in your face. Step into the queue before the clock hits 0 and you're in. It's one of the purest Disney rules and one of the best feelings you can have in the parks. The lights are dimming and the music is fading. You're still in the queue. The crowds are gone, Main Street is quiet, and you're about to end your night with one last ride while everyone else is on the bus or already asleep in their beds. But here's the catch. If everyone started doing this, if the entire park jumped into line 5 minutes before closing to squeeze in one more, this loophole ends fast. We've heard about other parks, including Universal, already testing policies to stop this kind of thing. They'll cap a line early when it hits a certain length or stop admitting guests even if the park hasn't technically closed yet. It's an easy move for operations and it guarantees a hard out for their employees at the end of the night. Disney hasn't done that yet, but they could. And all it takes is one policy update. Fill the queue, close the line, and clear it at official park close. Right now, though, this one still works. If you're in line, you ride. It's Disney's last unspoken promise, a tiny moment of trust between guests and cast members. But if enough people start gaming it, it won't stay that way for long. So use it while it's real, before we ruin it. If you made it to the end, go ahead and put this password in the comments below. And while you're down there, go ahead and hit like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you'll be the first to know when myself or one of my friends comes out with a brand new video, something we do all week. See you next time. Why? Because we're serious about fun. Have fun.